Good afternoon. Today is February 26th, and the class is called Environment Interaction of Living Things. This is Science second year. The objective of the class will be the interaction of living things, what is an ecosystem, how energy moves through it, identify biotic and abiotic factors in an ecosystem, describe the different levels of biological organization, explain what is ecology, and how it is related to the environment. First, the interaction of living things, how these factors interact between them in the ecosystem. We mentioned the living examples are plants, animals, fungi, and bacteria. These are the biotic factors and the abiotic factors, the non-living, water, sunlight, soil, air, and temperature. We have some pictures showing us the different environments, and here are the definitions of what is biotic, meaning bio means life, and abiotic, non-living, to determine if something is biotic or living. So we have definitions of both terms, and then we have examples, all type of examples for biotic factors and abiotic factors. Now, questions. Do biotic and abiotic factors affect each other? Yes, and why? If there is no water, can anything grow or survive? Yes or no? Of course not. If it is extremely cold on one winter, will that affect whether an animal will survive or not? Yes or no? Of course it will. So these answers questions are going to be used to explain the following. What is an ecosystem? So we have a group of definitions of ecosystem telling us the different levels of biological information here. When we said that an ecosystem consists of a community, when we said an ecosystem is also a complex system of competitions. Okay, and we also mentioned that ecosystem can be different size and different content. They could be marine or freshwater or terrestrials. Then we also study the relationship between what is matter compared to energy. And then from there, we will working on the food chain and the energy pyramid. Again, an ecosystem, what a community consists of all population and all the species that live together in a particular area. Then we will move on to the concept of ecosystem and community are closely related. There is a difference there that the physical environment is included in the ecosystem, but not in the community. And of course, I will tell you again that community is the biotic or living things and the abiotic or non-living like the physical environment. Type of ecosystems, ocean ecosystem, freshwater ecosystem, and terrestrial ecosystem. And at this point, we have this map showing us the different type of terrestrial ecosystem that we got the name of biomes. And in here, we have an explanation. What is a biome? Is a large ecosystem described by its vegetation, soil, climate, and wildlife. And here we have this different type of ecosystem of biomes. The tropical forest, savanna, chaparral, tundra, polar ice, desert, mountains, and grasslands. We have some pictures showing them, and we have studied that before many times. Now, the type of biotic or living factors. Number one, producers, consumers, and decomposers. We're going to talk also about the cyanobacteria and how the origin of life began on Earth with this bacteria, how the decomposition of CO2 producing using the carbon to produce sugar, proteins, and lipids, and then releasing the new gas, which is called O2 or oxygen, which is one of the most powerful type of help in the metabolism or respiration. This is what we have for energy pyramid, which is the flow of energy through organisms in an ecosystem. And we have a picture and then how we explain that picture, how we explain the pyramid. Also, we have the food chain. here when we talk about the type of energy, how does energy moves around in this ecosystem. Difference between food chain and energy pyramid, we have the two diagrams, and then we have the level of biological organization. This is shown by this great presentation that we have here. Finally, we have the definition of ecology. And from there, we can conclude that ecology is the branch of science that study how people, organisms, plants and animals, of course, living things, relate to each other's and their environment. And also study the relationship between living organisms, of course, including humans, and their physical environment. Thank you very much for your attention.